fun it is to ride in a one-horse.
All right, everybody, welcome back. KJCR. How do we go from Twisted Sister to Barry Manilow? Although Barry's got a little groove there. All right. KJCR, JimmyChurchRadio.com, proudly brought to you by National Tax Experts. 877-909-5444. Shoot us an email. Jimmy at JimmyChurchRadio.com, Twitter at JChurchRadio, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Okay. For syndicatednews.net, here we go. Mike McQueary is testifying right now in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. What we need for Mike McQueary to do on the stand today is don't deviate one verb, noun, period, comma, semicolon of what you testified to in the grand jury. Now's not the time to get tripped up by a defense attorney so it can be used in court. And it appears, and it's rough, the testimony is identical. Reminds me of that movie, My Cousin Vinny, when the lawyer steps up and goes, identical. Because that's what this is. Got some quotes here. Then I'll follow up with some thoughts. He said, quote, I know they saw me. They both looked directly into my eyes. Both of them. End quote. That's creepy. What McQueary is saying is he came in, he had his shoes, he was putting his shoes into his locker. Opens up his locker. Next to his locker is a mirror. At a 45-degree angle, he could look back over his shoulder into the shower. And he sees the child up against the wall, hands on the wall, and Sandusky, and this is the creepy part, his hands wrapped around his waist. He said, and I quote, that Sandusky looked at him with a blank stare. And that just, the thought, you put that, you pollute your brain with that, your frontal lobes, and that is as creepy as it gets. He went on to say, quote, I believe they were having some kind of intercourse. He moved toward the shower, and Sandusky separated from the boy. He didn't say anything and left. He said, I was distraught. I was horrified, end quote. And you know that he was. I'm just glad the testimony is the same. He went on to say, and I quote, there was no question in my mind that I conveyed to them, he's talking about everybody, Tim Curley, Gary Schultz, Joe Paterno, that he saw Jerry Sandusky in the showers with a boy, and there was severe sexual acts going on, and it was wrong and way over the line. McQueary said that in his mind, he dealt with the police when he talked to Gary Schultz. Gary Schultz runs the police department at Penn State, and you know this guy's an authority figure. And he's in his office. And he said, quote, I thought I was talking to the head of the police. To be frank with you, in my mind, it was like speaking to a district attorney. It was someone who the police reported to and who he knew what to do with it. End quote. Again, when McQueary supposedly had sent this email out a couple of weeks ago to a friend saying a slightly different story than what went on in the grand jury testimony, in the grand jury report. I'm not sure where that email came from. I don't think anybody is. And it was somebody that had surfaced with it, supposedly a friend of Mike McQueary's, saying that he had stopped it and he had gone to the police. I was nervous that he was going to go in there today and give some different testimony, that somehow he didn't see him actually having intercourse. No, he is very direct. We have quotes here, and they are coming in. They're being tweeted into us right now. And when we come back off of the break, I'll read some more to you. But what was important for Mike McQueary now is to get on the stand and say exactly the same story. Hilton had said to me on the break, and I don't know why Hilton has this experience, but Hilton says, man, when you lie, you mess up. You can't tell the same story. When you tell the truth, you can tell the same exact story over and over again. And I'm relieved that Mike McQueary got up there and did exactly that. Sandusky said, hey, man, I don't know why Mike McQueary would say that he saw me in the shower. Do you remember that in the interview?
I remember that, yes.
So with that, I was just afraid it was going to change. All right, let's swing out of here with some Barely Man Enough. We'll be back right after this.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a